Bruno Mars, a name that echoes through every corner of the music industry. He has sold out stadiums, dominated the charts, and won some of the biggest awards in music history. His songs have become anthems, played in every club, wedding, and celebration across the world. With a fortune worth millions, an empire built on record-breaking hits, and a life filled with luxury, he seems to have it all. But what if everything you thought you knew about him was only half the story? Behind the bright lights and Grammy-winning performances, there is a story that few people know, a story of hardship, struggle, and sacrifice. Before their fame, Bruno Mars wasn't living in lavish mansions or flying in private jets. He was just a kid, growing up in poverty, forced to sleep in an abandoned zoo, singing for spare change just to survive. His journey from the streets to the world stage is nothing short of extraordinary. But even after reaching the top, controversies and rumors have followed him. Some claim he lost millions due to gambling. Others believe he's been hiding the truth about his personal life. So, what is real? What is just speculation? And how did a boy from Hawaii defy all odds to become one of the greatest musicians of all time? Today, we dive deep into the untold story of Bruno Mars, the truth behind his rise, the price of his success, and the lavish empire he built along the way. This is the story you were never told. Let's go back to where it all began. Before the fame, before the luxury, and before the world knew his name. Before fame, fortune, and flashing lights, Bruno Mars was just a little boy named Peter Gene Hernandez, who grew up in the heart of Honolulu, Hawaii. Born in 1985 into a family deeply connected to music, his life seemed destined for the stage. His father, Peter Hernandez, was a percussionist of Puerto Rican and Jewish descent, while his mother, Bernadette San Pedro Bayot, was a talented singer and hula dancer from the Philippines with Spanish heritage. Their love for music ran through Bruno's veins before he could even walk. Music wasn't just a passion in the Hernandez household, it was a way of life. His parents performed in local shows, and their home was filled with the sounds of classic R&B, rock, and soul. Inspired by professional wrestler Bruno Sammartino, his father nicknamed him Bruno when he was just 2 years old. By the time he turned 4, Bruno wasn't just a child who loved music, he was already a performer. He became a key member of his family's band, the Love Notes, dazzling crowds with his tiny frame, electrifying energy, and uncanny Elvis Presley impersonations. The island of Hawaii had never seen a child entertainer quite like him. Bruno's early talent didn't go unnoticed. At just 6 years old, he was featured in Midweek magazine and hailed as one of the youngest rising stars in Hawaii. His charm and stage presence soon landed him a small role in the 1992 film Honeymoon in Vegas, where he played a mini version of Elvis Presley. From the outside, it seemed like Bruno's childhood was a dream come true, one filled with music, love, and endless opportunities. But behind the curtain, his family was struggling, and his world was about to change in ways he never imagined. At the age of 12, Bruno's parents divorced, shattering the foundation of his once joyful home. His family's band was disbanded, and without a steady source of income, they spiraled into financial hardship. Overnight, Bruno and his father found themselves without a stable place to live. With nowhere else to go, they sought shelter wherever they could. Some nights they slept on rooftops. Other times they curled up in the back of a car. But their most unusual home was an abandoned bird zoo, an eerie place filled with empty cages, a far cry from the luxury Bruno would one day know. Through it all, he never lost sight of his love for music. While most kids his age were worried about school and friendships, Bruno was busy trying to survive. He performed on the streets, singing and dancing for tips, using his voice as a way to bring in whatever money he could. Even in his darkest moments, music remained his escape, his sanctuary, and his greatest hope. Despite the hardships, Bruno Mars never gave up, but his toughest battles were yet to come. At just 18 years old, Bruno Mars packed his bags and left behind the only home he had ever known. With nothing but a dream and a relentless drive, he landed in Los Angeles in 2003, hoping to turn his passion into a career. But in a city filled with talent, competition was fierce, and reality hit him hard. He knocked on countless doors, sending out demo tapes and performing wherever he could, yet time and time again record labels rejected him. Some said he didn't have the right look, others believed he wasn't marketable enough. The industry was ruthless, and no one seemed to believe in him. With no major opportunities and money running out, Bruno had to find another way to survive. Instead of waiting for a record deal, he started writing and producing music for other artists. It wasn't the dream he had envisioned, but it kept him in the game. He co-wrote hit songs like Nothing on You for B.O.B. and Billionaire for Travie McCoy. These songs became massive successes, climbing the charts and proving that his talent couldn't be ignored. Even if he wasn't in the spotlight yet, his music was already making waves. Then came the moment that changed everything. In 2009, Bruno Mars finally got the break he had been waiting for. He signed with Elektra Records, a move that set the stage for his rise to stardom. 1 year later, in 2010, he released his debut solo album, Doo-Wops and Hooligans. The lead single, Just the Way You Are, took the world by storm. It wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural phenomenon. The song topped the Billboard Hot 100, won a Grammy, and cemented Bruno as a new force in the music industry. But he wasn't done yet. His next single, Grenade, became another global sensation, proving that his success wasn't a fluke. Bruno Mars had arrived, and the industry that once doubted him was now watching in awe. He had conquered the impossible, turning years of rejection into a chart-topping career. But success came with a price. Fame brought wealth, but also controversy. Bruno Mars was no longer just a rising star, he was a global sensation. His music was everywhere, from packed stadiums to radio stations, from wedding playlists to viral dance trends. But in 2014, he released the song that would take his career to a level few artists ever reach, Uptown Funk. A song so infectious, so powerful, that it became more than just a hit, it became a cultural phenomenon. The song dominated the charts, staying at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for 14 weeks straight. It was played at every party, every event, and every celebration. The entire world was dancing to Bruno Mars. 2 years later, he did it again. In 2016, Bruno released 24K Magic, an album that captured the essence of funk, soul, and R&B. Every track was filled with energy, style, and the kind of confidence only a true superstar could bring. The world couldn't get enough. The album won 7 Grammy Awards, including the biggest prizes Album of the Year and Record of the Year. It wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Bruno Mars was now one of the greatest performers of his generation. But Bruno wasn't just making hits, he was proving himself as one of the best live entertainers in the industry. In 2014, he headlined the Super Bowl halftime show, one of the biggest stages in the world. He was the youngest artist ever to do so. And when he returned in 2016 alongside Coldplay and Beyoncé, he proved once again why he belonged among the legends. With his energy, his vocals, and his flawless dance moves, Bruno wasn't just performing, he owned the stage. Then, in 2021, he did something completely unexpected. He teamed up with Anderson. Pac formed the duo Silk Sonic, a project inspired by the smooth sounds of 1970s soul and R&B. Fans were curious, could Bruno Mars reinvent himself? The answer came with their debut single, Leave the Door Open. The song was an instant classic, dripping with nostalgia and pure musical brilliance. It won 4 Grammy Awards, including Song of the Year. Once again, Bruno had proven that no matter the genre, no matter the era, his music was timeless. But while his music dominated the world, his bank account skyrocketed. Bruno Mars is not just a music icon, he is a business empire. With a net worth exceeding $175 million, he has built a fortune through chart-topping hits, sold-out world tours, and lucrative endorsement deals. Every album he releases and every song he performs adds millions to his name. But Bruno doesn't just make money. He knows how to spend it. His lifestyle is a reflection of success, bold, extravagant, and filled with luxury. His real estate portfolio is nothing short of spectacular. In Los Angeles, he owns a multi-million-dollar mansion in one of the most exclusive neighborhoods. This isn't just a house. It's a palace designed for a superstar. From its massive glass walls overlooking the city to its private recording studio, Bruno has created the ultimate space for both relaxation and creativity. But LA isn't his only home. In Hawaii, he purchased a stunning estate, a place where he can escape the spotlight and reconnect with his roots. With breathtaking ocean views and lush tropical surroundings, this property is a reminder of just how far he has come. And then there are the cars. Bruno Mars doesn't just drive, he makes a statement with every ride. His Rolls-Royce Phantom is pure elegance, a symbol of timeless wealth. His Lamborghini Huracan Evo is built for speed, turning heads wherever he goes. But it's not just about modern luxury. Bruno has a deep love for classic cars, owning vintage Cadillacs that reflect his old-school style. Each vehicle in his collection is a masterpiece, carefully chosen to match his larger-than-life personality. But when Bruno isn't behind the wheel, he's flying high in ultimate comfort. His Gulfstream G550 private jet, valued at $42 million, is his gateway to the world. Whether he's heading to a concert, a tropical getaway, or a business deal, he travels in the kind of luxury most people can only dream of. Bruno's sense of style is just as legendary as his music. He is often seen draped in custom Gucci and Versace, wearing outfits that blend retro charm with modern extravagance. And when it comes to accessories, he doesn't hold back. His collection of Rolex watches is filled with rare, high-end pieces, each one more dazzling than the last. From diamond-encrusted timepieces to sleek gold designs, his wrist is always a reflection of his success. He has it all: the mansions, the cars, the private jet, the designer lifestyle. But money couldn't protect him from scandal. Fame is a double-edged sword. On one side, it brings fortune, recognition, and power, but on the other, it invites relentless scrutiny. Every move, every decision, every mistake becomes a headline. And for Bruno Mars, his journey to the top has not been without its dark moments. In 2010, just as his career was skyrocketing, Bruno faced a scandal that could have destroyed everything. One night in Las Vegas, he was arrested for cocaine possession inside a hotel bathroom. It was a shocking revelation. The rising star, known for his smooth vocals and clean-cut image, was suddenly making news for all the wrong reasons. The public watched closely, wondering if this would be the moment that ended his career before it had even truly begun. But instead of denying it, Bruno took responsibility. He admitted his mistake, completed a rehabilitation program, and served 200 hours of community service. He later reflected on the incident, calling it a wake-up call, one that pushed him to make better choices. It could have been the downfall of his career, but instead, it became a lesson that fueled his rise. For years, Bruno managed to keep his name clear of major controversies, but in 2024, a new rumor sent shockwaves through the industry. Reports surfaced that he had racked up a $50 million gambling debt at MGM casinos. The idea of a music icon losing a fortune to gambling sent the internet into a frenzy. Was this the real reason behind his constant Las Vegas performances? Was he secretly trying to pay off his debts? Fans were divided. Some believed the story, while others called it a smear campaign. The speculation grew so intense that MGM itself had to step in, publicly denying the claims and stating that Bruno had no outstanding debt. The truth behind the rumors remained unclear, but one thing was certain: the story had already spread, adding yet another chapter to his complicated legacy. Then came another controversy, one that was more complex and deeply rooted in culture. Over the years, some critics accused Bruno Mars of cultural appropriation, claiming that he had built his career on black music without being part of the culture. His style, inspired by R&B, funk, and soul, drew comparisons to legendary black artists, and some questioned whether he was benefiting from a genre without acknowledging its origins. But Bruno never backed down. He openly credited his influences, expressing deep respect for the artists who came before him. Legends like Stevie Wonder, James Brown, and Prince were his idols, and he made it clear that his music was a tribute, not an exploitation. While the debate continued, Bruno remained focused on what he did best, creating music that transcended race, genre, and generations. Despite the drama, one person always stood by him. Until now. For more than a decade, Bruno Mars had someone by his side through every career high and personal struggle. Her name was Jessica Caban, a model, actress, and entrepreneur. They met in 2011 just as Bruno's career was taking off, and their love story unfolded quietly, away from the public eye. While many celebrities flaunted their relationships, Bruno and Jessica kept theirs private. But true fans knew she wasn't just his girlfriend, she was his muse. Bruno's music has always been filled with emotion, but some songs carried a deeper meaning. Marry You wasn't just a fun, romantic anthem, it was a song that captured the essence of their relationship. And then there was When I Was Your Man, a heartbreaking ballad about regret and lost love. Many believe the song was written about Jessica, a reflection of Bruno's fear of losing her. Though the two remained together, the lyrics hinted at a deep vulnerability, a side of him that few got to see. For years, their love seemed unshakable. They appeared at award shows together, celebrated milestones, and supported each other behind the scenes. Jessica was often seen in the crowd, cheering him on during his biggest performances. She was there when he won his first Grammy. She was there when he performed at the Super Bowl, and she was there when the world questioned him. But then, in 2024, something changed. Fans noticed something unusual. Jessica had deleted all photos of Bruno from her Instagram. In a world where social media speaks louder than words, this was a sign that something was wrong. Rumors of a breakup spread like wildfire. Had their love story come to an end? Neither Bruno nor Jessica made an official statement, leaving fans to piece together the clues. Some believed they had quietly parted ways, while others hoped it was just a temporary rift. The silence only made the speculation worse. People scoured interviews, song lyrics, and public appearances, searching for hints. But Bruno, always private about his personal life, remained focused on his music. No tweets, no explanations, just the sound of fans wondering what had happened. But there was one thing that put him back in the spotlight: his stunning 2025 comeback. Bruno Mars has always been a force in the music industry, but in 2025 he did something extraordinary. After years of success, challenges, and personal struggles, he stepped onto the biggest stage once again. And this time, he wasn't alone. His collaboration with Lady Gaga on the song Die With a Smile became a massive hit, blending Gaga's powerful vocals with Bruno's signature soulful sound. The song wasn't just another chart topper, it was an anthem, a masterpiece that struck deep emotions in listeners worldwide. When the Grammy Awards arrived, the world was watching. Would Bruno Mars, already a 15-time winner, add another golden trophy to his collection? The moment his name was announced for Best Pop Duo/Group Performance, the crowd erupted. His 16th Grammy win was a defining moment. As he took the stage, standing beside Lady Gaga, the energy in the room was electric. In his speech, he didn't talk about his fame or fortune. Instead, he spoke about the struggles, the moments of doubt, and the unwavering love for music that had carried him through it all. The world saw not just a superstar, but an artist who never stopped believing. But this was just the beginning. Bruno had more surprises in store. In 2025, he collaborated with Blackpink, one of the biggest music groups in the world. Their fusion of styles, cultures, and energy created something fresh and explosive. His duet with Rose, a hauntingly beautiful ballad, became another fan favorite, proving once again that Bruno Mars could master any genre, any sound, and make it his own. Even after 15 years in the industry, Bruno Mars remained one of the biggest stars on the planet. While some artists faded with time, he only grew stronger, constantly reinventing himself, pushing musical boundaries and delivering hit after hit. His performances were still legendary, his voice still unmatched, and his influence still undeniable. Bruno Mars has proved time and time again he's unstoppable. But what's next for the legend? Fans are left wondering, will he take a new creative direction, explore acting, or perhaps even build a musical empire beyond the stage? One thing is certain, whatever he does next, the world will be watching. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.